There we go. Last final hours of the arc. It's been a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie. This wasn't a was a well constructed arc. They did a good job with this one. I like the events pretty decently. The little bit of grinding that was here wasn't too bad. I was able to get spread out over several days. And they actually did a pretty good job of getting us caught up with resources and giving us a jump start on their push for ops upgrades. Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job with everything. We've got a officer shard acquisition, rare or epic officers. And we have Giorgio's exiles against Augment exiles. Again, this is one of those ones that has no requirement for a specific hostile level or anything, so we can go hit anything that we want. SNW Kirk, SNW Mbenga, and SNW Giorgio. Definitely not part of one of my presets. Only real question here is, do we put what do we put for captain? Not Giorgio. I didn't think that she had a off. She did. I didn't think that she had a captain ability, but Sam Kirk, Mbenga, and Giorgio. So we need to have Zeph and A-Lock. I don't know if I have A-Lock. I don't remember which one that is. A-Lock, okay. Zeph's already there. $134 kills for you today. Hi Brett, how's it going today? Yeah, they seem like some of them are going pretty hefty. I can tier up Sam Kirk, but he can only go. It's only rank 2, so I don't get any scoring bonus there. Yeah, it's gonna be a few. Might be a day to stock up on commons. Cons Challenger will have P1 ATA 5X and autoplanetary charge. There's no way to be able to complete the meta. Already disappointed. Yeah, I didn't get that one completed yesterday either. There's a little bit of wiggle room built into these usually, but I've still got to do the PvP side of the Cons champion. Yeah, it's definitely there's definitely a lot of areas in the game where it's more beneficial to buy the thing that you want than it is to buy the thing that gets the things to get the thing that you want. As long as they give you a direct path, you might as well try to go for it. And we got all of our normal Sunday things. So just grind the crap out of some Augment Exiles and do the rest of the Sunday stuff. That's a casual finish, right? They still have the reputation event running? Yeah. So get progress into this event at least today. Oh, I did get what I needed to do for my double pull of epics yesterday. Yeah, work on commons, build up some uncommons. We'll probably go to like the 48 system or something. Yeah, I know like most commons drop in the 40, but I need uncommons too, so I'm gonna try to double up. If I do the 40s, I'm not gonna get any uncommons. Wait, we can jump. Get our discovery credit. It's kind of rough not having have being able to have an impulse crew running in this one. I didn't see what the scoring was here. It's only showing 10 points. That can't be right. Oh. That's horrible. Well, I get to kill 240 of these things apparently. I might end up changing ships to something with a little more impulse speed. Maybe a little more cargo hold. Ten points is really, really, really low for something like this. I don't think that's the way they intended it to be. Yeah, I know the events were a little bit harder, but I don't think that I'm at an unreasonable level for my stuff. Like I feel like I'm at 10 points is kind of like the expected non buy-in level. And 240 hostile kills is a little bit excessive for what they typically target for stuff like this. But it's one of those things that drops on a Sunday, so it's not going to get changed today. I'm not too too mad about it, I guess. The progress is going to be beneficial to my game in the long run. You know, it's a lot better than having me go do 240 swarm or 240 Borg probes or something. At least this one I feel like I'm gonna have some payoff for in the long run. No additional points for using the Reliant. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like somebody dropped the ball on something with this one. Like they proposed it and approved it and forgot to actually design it. Like this feels like this is exactly how it looked on a draft proposal and somebody just somebody just shipped it. Like it skipped the actual like game design side of things or something. All right, I'm gonna take advantage of using the Kirshara. Just queue up a bunch of these things that look like they're gonna be relatively in line with each other. And I'm gonna hop over and do use hostels. I mean, 240 sounds like a lot, but I know it's really not in a system that stays pretty heavily populated. I guess the biggest thing is just try to monitor, make sure the ship doesn't go full of cargo. Definitely one of those things where having Kirshara makes it tolerable. And I do highly suggest that if anybody doesn't have Kirshara to get it in the event store for the away teams. Or I always want to say away teams. Alliance tasks. Alliance tournaments. I saw they just made a post on their Discord about exciting events for this weekend and next week. I didn't take a peek at it yet. But I see that they got in-game news notification now. I was kind of like, yeah, 5 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon is not what I would consider a great time to advertise a awesome events happening this weekend because the weekend's pretty much over. I don't even think I've looked at this treasury because I think today after I do the battle pass event, I should have an unlock free. Ship treasury, no par steel. That might actually be a pretty good one for me then. Because I'm working towards my 66 ship. I've got the par steel I need to be able to go to. I think I've got the par steel I need to be able to go to 66. Yeah, because it's only going to take like 6 million. And all I really need at this point is ore. Which I would still need ore for my ship, but it's probably harder to get the titanium than it is to get the ore. Okay, so it's a generic ship. $9,200 ore. That is built for an explorer. I think that's what my next ship is, an explorer. Oh, we are at cargo capacity. Might want to get my mission key. So it's like 3 cargo holds. It is a pretty decent haul. I'll definitely be able to get what I need to for my refines stocked up here. Because yesterday I was spending it grinding in the 62 system. So I stocked up pretty decent on epics and rares to be able to get my reputation advanced. I should have looked. I don't know if I can beam these ones. Oh, I can. I don't know if that really counts towards the scoring mechanic or not, but I need to go do Revenant Armadas today too. Oh, I gotta claim that yet. That's definitely been marching along pretty good today, though. I think just the normal cadence of the officer pulls here is gonna do a real good damage against the con event. Is this gonna start lagging out now? I haven't experienced very much of the system lag in Augment Exile stuff yet. I think there was just like one day. And that should be a full cargo hold. One more trip should do it. All right, I'm going to grab a short break. All right, we're back. Okay, so I think one more trip will get us what we need. Don't know if he attacked that chaser on purpose or if that was an accident, but thank you either way. I mean, it was very common and a lot more excusable before they put the new icon on them to show that they're not normal, hostile. They accidentally hit them. I think I've only accidentally hit a couple of them since. I had a bunch before. That was a very welcome change. One of those unsung quality of life improvements. All right, that should be that challenge completed. Then we got to do officers. Officers and away team assignments. Might even be able to nab a couple of officers in here, maybe. I don't remember what we started. Well, there were some transporter patterns. All right, I'm guessing that's probably complete on that event. For max shards on Burnham, so I'm not going to concern myself with starting that. Oh, that's when it's running. Looks like we've got a pretty rough refresh here. Yeah, none of those ones are enticing at all. We're max shard on him. I'm going to go ahead and refresh that since we don't have very many decent assignments to start. It was a pretty rough refresh, but it'll work. Okay, daily goals met. Wait team's battle pass complete. Officer shard acquisition was another milestone. No, officer shard acquisition is complete. Gained a few spots back in the Reliant event. Battle pass, everything's collected. That's just expirations is a ways out. I don't have that one. Choice rewards, nothing there. We got a few days choice left here. I don't have anything here. And then we got a few days choice left there. So I won't concern myself with this tonight. We'll take a peek at that again on Tuesday. Figure out where we want to spend everything. And that brings Protector, Shuttle Bay Research, Mirror Upgrades. So let's run through mirror upgrades real quick. So I'm focusing on this invading entity weak point, so all the stuff that I'm doing is prerequisite for that. And then I'm focusing on the rare hull health, which this week we actually get to take that research. And then I get to do Battleship Apex Barrier versus players. Be able to post some pretty decent points this week for the mirror research. A lot of stuff was ready to go. For the epic, I'm guessing the building materials would probably be my best bet right now. Either way, it doesn't look like we have anything to do there. So I did earn some prime barrier or prime particles in the away team store. I'm gonna put this against Apex Barrier. I feel like gaining survivability is the best route right now. And then I'm gonna look at Revenant research. That's research items, construction speed. Sigma on ship upgrades. So efficiency for leveling up forbidden tech. So research upgrades probably best for me for Sigma things. Let that run. All right, I'm gonna send Cube off to Romulan space to go do some hostile kills for my daily. And go through my faction store claims. All right, augment. I'm gonna be real close to getting my next level here for Avenger. All right, so I can do the next upgrade for the reputation boost. I need 1900 of the uncommons. Yeah, that'll have to just come tomorrow or the next couple of days at least. I'm gonna have a lot of stocking up to do during this arc break. I had some pretty good pushes with a couple of my specialty ships. I was able to max out the NX-01. Titan is like 2 refines away from being maxed. Titan A is max. All the research is done too. I've got a couple of research left on that thing. I kind of focused on what I felt was the most important portions of it. I let it slough off for a little bit. Had it parked and gave it no love. All you care about is the skill points. Yeah. Yeah, during this break of the arc here, I'm probably gonna put some effort towards getting some crews reset to take down the next level of elite waves. Of course, just waiting till the GS-31 is unlocked is gonna help that eventually as well. Yeah, I don't remember if I got that one or if I got progress towards it. I know it was definitely one worth grabbing. I'm gonna have to go do some Crenum solos. Prime Wave Defense Central Entity. Right. I never trust the numbers that display like who's around or whatever. Because there's been times where I'm like, there's nobody here, and then all of a sudden it's people chatting, and I'm like, that number still shows like 1 or 2. Let's see. That's the one that I just spent on the Apex barrier. That was one of those coin flip moments, and I was like, I think I'm gonna do my Apex barrier first, and then Central Entity is gonna be my next focus. Because the Apex barrier's got broader use. And then after that's done, then I'll probably come back and do isolytic and maybe even the mirror research. Yeah, I don't know how long that's been inside of the store, but it's definitely one of my higher priority ones there. Yeah. Yeah, I could have used the I could have used the group wave one last night. We were doing 50 wave, and we ended up with one that snuck through in the 10th one that killed our killer base in the middle. Yeah, the stacking ability on that thing is kind of amazing. A couple of our guys have it, and it definitely helps when you get into the big waves. Or if it's one of those days where it's kind of hit or miss on the lag. Being able to have that buffer of a couple of extra ships is nice. Yeah, I was looking through the events, and I was just kind of surprised that today was the last day of the arc, because so many things seem like it's extending past right now. It's like it doesn't feel like it's a finale like it normally would, other than the battle pass one ending. And I have not spent hardly anything worth of store currency other than picking up like the parts for the relativity or maybe parts for Eviscerator or Revenant, maybe. So like Tuesday, I'll be sitting down and going through my spend and for the event store and closing out all that stuff. I should be able to get one of the epics unlocked that I don't have unlocked yet, though. It's gonna be close if I can do one that I need like 60 shards for, or if it's just the one that I need like 40 shards for. I'm gonna run out of cargo space. That last shot that I always have with the cube just always seems to fall right when cargo's full. Okay, cons challenger's done for the day. USS Reliant, we're gonna work on that next. Cons champion, I've got to do the PvP side. I didn't do a ticketed event for today. That's Armada helps, or Alliance helps. Do 53 contributions and get that over with. And then Protector. Okay, that's a little bit short for being able to do shuttle bay. 65. So over the next couple of days, I should be able to get enough stuff for that. And then shuttle bay 66. Looks like that's going to be a little bit of a mountain to climb. That probably won't come until like the middle of next month. All right, so start working on Vindicator Taunt. The G5 epics are a little bit, or the G5 epics can do, well, they do really well. Because I've got 1184 warp range. And that's enough to get out. Because like this system, if I remember correctly, I know the Romulan one's better. This system has housing. And I can get all the way up to here if I use Grush. So, I mean, that carries you up to 66 hostiles. I mean, I did get one G6 uncommon. I have one G6, G5 epic, and I've got one G6 uncommon. It's the biggest usefulness, honestly, of the G6 uncommon was to be able to get the Borg cube up to tier, whatever tier this is, 15 or 12, 10, I don't even remember. 14. Yeah, getting up to 14, that's like one of the biggest things for the G6 uncommon. I don't use it except for doing solo armadas. Especially like with the Brenham solos. Having two strong ships there is really beneficial because being able to punch up with those really helps with the loot. But with the relativity, that might not even be that much importance anymore. Because even when it comes to doing G6 solos, I can get all the way up to here, but this is a hazard system. It's a pretty strong hazard system. So it wears down the ships faster than the armadas do. So I'm usually down here, and that pays out pretty well, and you get a stupid number of the um the directives to pull those. So you can pull the little ones as much as you want, and you could definitely take this down with like I don't know if you can get a Sanctus to reach quite that far. It's 1,000 warp range. If you happen to have the ability to get the ship out that far, um, you know, any of your strong three ships would be able to do it. And Vindicator getting close to, the usefulness of things is kind of like, yeah. Yeah, um the epics are here, and that's just outside of my warp range with my Tadaridex. But again, that's one that I can throw Grush on that with. And you don't really like need them. I mean, they definitely come with advantage. It's tough to skip any ship in this game, honestly, but I mean, the good thing is your G5 ship and your G6 ship aren't going to compete for materials. So having one of each um isn't going to inherently cause an issue. It's just a matter of mainly like what the road is between 63 and 66 would be for you, the timing wise. But I mean, like the ships that I have the Cube, I have the Negvar, and then I have the Daridex, and then I have the Sanctus. Like I didn't get more than one ship for my G5 Epic, and I didn't get more than one ship for my G6 Uncommon. And I don't. It hasn't significantly held me back. I mean, there's been a bit of a disadvantage to it. The biggest problem was going to be with the way that I went because it was battleship to battleship to battleship. So when we had those events where it was use a explorer to attack hostiles, use an interceptor to attack hostiles, that became very, very rough. We haven't seen that very often though. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have them because you just take them to like tier 5 or something like that and they get to be useful. And if you just have one that you get to like max or max-ish level, if you max one of them out, you'll be able to use that for a very long time. Because I was still using my Daredex just for the repair portion of things. All the way till I got my cube up because I was able to tier 9 my Negvar. And then I started using the cube for my dailies, but other than that, I was using my Daredex. That was through like 65, 64, something like that. Yeah, the only reason to really get it maxed out is just to get that extra warp range capability to get it out past the 64 systems. Because there's not a significant advantage, past that to a degree. That's my opinion, at least. But it's been what my experience shows. And I kind of find that I would consider reasonably cheap credits wise to pick up the G6 uncommon too. Especially if you've had any ability to get some of the um blueprints. Combat training level 70. Yeah, they just mine just took a big jump here too. I haven't been pushing to get them to get it higher by any means, but I started doing the Mirror Universe, getting the DYs, the level 70 DYs in the Epic systems. I started making progress on that. Because mine's at like 68 or something like that. I had it sitting there uncollected for a while. Yeah, I was sitting at 68 for a while. And then, yeah, as I've been getting some of the DY70s in the Augment Exile space, it's been kind of slowly picking up here and there. So I've killed probably a total of 2 of the 70s now, judging by that. 3 of the 70s. I would be 3 of the 70s because I got one to finish it and then these 2. Which I've only been able to kill them for like a week now. But yes, I'm definitely a slacker. Yeah, that was my first thought right away too. I was like, how the heck did he get that? And I was like, oh yeah, Mirror Universe. I had to roll through my head. I'm like, where are there like level 69s that he could be attacking? But I honestly haven't been doing any of like the rep grinding or anything like that. So I'm not usually over in those systems where that's applicable. Yeah, I usually just come in here on like my Sundays to do these, and then I'll randomly just do mining if I've got like a slow day and nothing better to do, or if I happen to just think about it because it's a passive activity. Mirror Romulus. Yeah, for some reason it's been really strongly on par with my building and operations progress has been really, really, really on pace with my faction reputation. Like when I do once I get the Klingon and Federation locked and I do the Romulan then there will be a big push, and I'll do some actual rep grinding. Yeah, 40 bill. I can't even tell anymore. Yeah, that should be past the point of getting your uncommon unlocked at least. I mean, that's the biggest thing. As long as you got it matched for where your shipyards at are going to be soon, you're perfectly on pace. Unless you're getting ahead. Oh yeah, that's plenty good. I haven't done any. I've been leaving Romulan down 100% just because I don't want to take any kind of a negative hit on anything more than I do, I guess. Yeah, I mean it's a good balance, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, you get dealer's choice on the ship BPs you get at that point. I've always kind of been uh I've always been like a 2 rep grinder just cuz I kind of like to have one that's kind of like a throwaway trashy. I don't know. Maybe the maybe I enjoy that big push at the end to be able to do like a big grind cuz I've done that with like G3, G4, G5. Yeah. Yeah, the ability to not get a negative rep when you're actually grinding is is a big difference. I mean, that's a game changer on a different level. You know, Fed and so this is the way that I did it. So G3 Klingon was my last one, which is really weird because that was the one I was initially going for because I wanted to have a D3. And then when it came to G4 time, I went Romulan and everything. So I did Romulan and Klingon together, and I left Fed behind. And when it came to G5, I kept Romulan going in that one. How did that one go? I think I went straight Romulan in that one, and then I did Fed and Cling together at the end. I did it backwards. And then this one in G6 I've been taking Klingon and Fed together. I haven't had any intention to do any of the Fed ships at all. I'm a little bit on the fence about maybe doing a Titan. Yeah, Romulan's been my favorite ships too, but for G6 I decided to go Klingon. Like I said, like when I started the game in G3, I kind of intended to go Klingon, but I just never ended up building any Klingon ships until I was in like G4. So I'm kind of swinging back around, and I think in G6 the Klingon ships are a little bit stronger. Plus having the Epic be an interceptor, those things zoom around real fast and can be like a little bit more fun. Yeah. Yeah, having two battleships is I think battleships are the toughest. Because I feel like I don't know if it's a true fact or if it's just the way that it seems, because just in my experience, because I have had battleships. But it seems like a lot of the stuff in the building needs to have that ore too. So you're not only fighting battleship against battleship, but then it's battleship against generators and um ops building and shuttle bay and all the things. Yeah, battleships definitely have really specific roles. Like I found base cracking and armadas have kind of been their stronger suit just because they have the hull. So I've always kind of complemented that with trying to prioritize like shield health research. Yeah, firing patterns usually seem to be a little better too. I just always felt like they have had the ability for well, I mean, they're basically like a tank. And so they get like an exaggeration when it comes to like research and officer abilities that improve health. But you can't sleep on firing pattern for interceptors either. Depending on which one it is, some of them are kind of shit. Well, that seemed to actually go really quick. Their bonus for having like Nesmith on board or something? No, not that one. That seemed like that went quicker than normal. Maybe it's just in comparison to all the Augment Exile grinding. I should take a peek at which one I need to fill up more. I'm gonna common for now. I got my next pull there. Uncommon, I got my next pull. There, I got my next pull, so epic. Well, it's one of those things where it is kind of rough, but like it's within my goals of what I'm trying to do because like right now I'm almost I'm going to be able to upgrade my faction rep level here. Cuz I haven't been doing much more grinding than I've had to. Cuz I'm at Patron right now and I'm going to Avenger. So I'll either get Avenger unlocked today or tomorrow. Yeah, I was down in the 48 system for mine because I wanted to stock up on uncommons and commons. So I ended up doing pretty good with it. Yeah, see, you're already ahead of me. I've been slacking on the grind for this. That's something in the next couple of days here. Thought it looked like there was a storm cell that was building up southwest of here, but must have been nothing that happened with it. Yeah, that's kind of something I'm hoping to push forward on this during this break here is to get that rep up for him. I think there's a pretty strong chance that I'll be able to have pretty good progress towards it before the start of the next arc. Yeah, I've just started to be able to hit these ones. It's It's been a big push on getting the officers and the research that I need to for it, for sure. It's been shifting a lot of priorities. Like I haven't been focusing too much on Apex Barrier or some of the isolatic defense and isolatic attack things. Haven't been focusing on them an awful lot because it hasn't been super important. I don't know where my best spot is with the loot crew right now. I'm starting to think that since I did the Apex Barrier efficiency, the Apex Barrier boost in the Mirror Universe store this morning, I think I'm probably going to be able to start doing 60s. But otherwise 58 I should be clear on. Yeah, Janeway Dr. Anorax is what I've been able to do. I just unlocked Anorax at like 2 weeks ago. I didn't have him unlocked from the original arc or whatever with him. And my Janeway, I just got to tier up to rank 4. I can't see that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my Janeway just hit rank 4 here last week too. So there's a lot of improvements, a lot of things lining up for it. Yeah, I can imagine him at rank 2 because I think he's the number 1 officer that I'm doing stuff with in the augment store right now. And I've been a little tempted to do my faction or my event store credits to him too, because it's actually been working really well for like a general hostile crew. I even did some extra fuse hostiles running it with max fortification and Doritos boost. But it's a little bit more fun to grind in like the level 48 system though that I was doing this morning, because I can use the cutting beam on those. Yeah, Janeway being at 3 bars and the Doctor at 3 bars, those are both really good tiers for them. Why do these DY classes always show up where my hull's like almost gone? I try to avoid that. I mean, well, I try to avoid that with most people. There are definitely some people that I may do it on purpose for. But I know, I mean, It's one of those things. If it's somebody that's using the Kirshara, I mean, it's not a big deal. But if it's somebody that's actually picking them and going, it's like, yeah. These 70 ones take out about half of my hull, and when I've only got 10% left, it's more than I can afford to use. Did we really get rid of all of the oh, there's an explorer. Yeah, the 70s are a little rough. Oh, that was like two. No, that's probably like one ship away from leveling up to Avenger. I take, you know what? I do actually the cutting beam. I will actually do that to my teammates every once in a while. Hey, speaking of one of the players that I do that to. Yeah, I haven't done the Vemmet crew with them yet. I really need to do that. I mean, that could even be part of the reason why I don't have the rep that I have is just because I haven't done any of the goblin hunting. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it's really fun with the double charge because you can get the first one they go after, and then you can get the second one too. Only if you want to troll a little bit. One of the Commodores was talking on like Friday night. They were talking about one of the 70s was complaining about people stealing their hostels in the freebooter 60 space. Like there's no such thing as your hospitals. As your hostels, they're anybody's hostels. You know, if you feel like you're being cut off by a player, that means that you are being a dick and you are following that player around, and you should probably just go the other direction. Yeah, I just picked up the double charge in the Alliance tournament store. It was I always felt like it was kind of a waste because you know, like it was way too easy to get to 100% sometimes, and I don't know, it just always felt like a waste that you knew that you're sitting at like 120% and you know, like you didn't kill the hostiles. Yeah, we just we bounce back and forth between Masters and the one that's just under it. We just got back into Masters here on this last run. We had been in it for we got relegated the last one, and then we were in it like the 3 previous. I think we were in Masters League. But the one that happened at the end of May, like kind of like around Memorial weekend, a lot of our people were out for holiday, so we ended up going down. I mean, for something like that, it might be worth a visit to a ally that has a little bit of a better position. All right, so now we are in Avenger. Have the epic recruit. Oh, your admiral. Yeah, that makes it tougher to go visit then. So everything else is at superior or have reliant unlocked. Yeah, admiral leaving during a tournament. Yeah, that'd be a little tougher. Yeah, that's for sure. I would I I would tell the Commodores not to let him back in for a week. Okay, so not a lot changed. I thought there was going to be like a couple other things that were going to change here, but that wasn't too bad. It doesn't look like the cost of the chests changed. I was kind of afraid of that. Well, cool. What do we get in the refinery now? Oh, I need to make a couple more trips out there and stock up on more of the raw trillium. I've been slacking on that for far too long. Yeah, it kind of seems like that's like the next step of the loop. So yeah, you kind of think that there would be some some bigger changes with that. The cursed mission relies on the rep. Oh. Yeah, well, you get to start doing the trophy things. I mean, that's the only reason that I've been going as slow as I have, just so I have the opportunity to build up the trophies more before I need to actually use them. Hasn't been anything to do with any kind of laziness or anything. Whoa, what was that? Yeah, I didn't realize that they just literally gave them to you when you reached the reputation. A dozen mission hostile bosses. Why did that not work? My ship is bugging out hard. Yeah, that's kind of the way that it looked, I guess. I haven't really dug into it that much yet because I'm still a long ways away, but I want to get there before the start of the next arc though. That's my goal. Well, I think it's about time for me to wrap up for tonight. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. Looks like Dr. Iron Chef is on. So I'm gonna raid out to him. Appreciate you stopping by. I will be live again Tuesday night. Like I said, I will go through closing out my event store credits, get that all spent out, and probably work on some more Augment Exile grinding. Have a great evening, and I'll catch you on the next one.